friends, welcome to Aisha's DIY. This is going to be bracelet video, and I'm doing a leather wrap bracelet. I'm doing just one single wrap, but you can also do multiple wraps, but I want to do one single wrap. Or this beads, actually I can do two wraps. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to take my leather cord, okay, and this is 1.5 millimeter leather. Doesn't say so, but I have quite some spools like that where I have the sticker still. So this is my wrist size. Okay, so if I'm going to add a button and a closure, so I would want at least this much for my closure. So this is one size if I'm going for just one, which is about say 9 inches, right? So you double it. So I'm going to take 30 inches. 1, 2, that'll be for one wrap, and 3, and maybe 4. No. 1, 2, 3, which is 36 inches plus 4 inch. So I'm taking 40 inch of leather. Okay, and then I need a button, a shank button or a 2-hole button. Any button will work for this project. I have here this button which I'm going to use for this project today. You can use any button you have available in your stash. So what I'm going to do first is thread the leather through the button shank. Hold both ends together and move the button almost to the middle of our leather cord here, and then I'm going to do an overhand knot on top, just like so, and take this and put it inside the loop, and make sure the knot comes as close as possible to the button. Don't pull tight yet, and now it's as close to the button as possible. Now we have this much leather cord left, which we are going to start our wrapping with the beads. These are the beads that came from GGC treasure box. This one is the Christmas Dazzle version. I'm using those beads. It's a long strand, so we can do two wraps. And then we need some silk cord or S-lawn or C-lawn cord, whichever you have available. You can use any of those. I'm going to use silk. I'm using the size D. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is this is with the cord, but there is no needle attached to this, so we need to use the needle from our stash. This seems to be very thin in my opinion. I might change the use of my silk right here. I feel this to be very thin for my project. I decided to use the C-lawn cord or S-lawn cord because this has a bigger hole and it will accommodate 2 cords without any problems. See this? It's accommodating 2 cords without any problems. So I'm going to use the Eslon cord, and this one came in 4 spools, so I am using this color. There's 4 other colors, and what you can do is, if you want, you can have a needle. If you don't want, you don't have to have a needle, but I prefer to have needle. I took this collapsible eye needle. I don't know if you are able to see those needles. You can use this, or you can use whichever needle you have available. Especially you can use the big eye needle if you want to. I'm gonna use the big eye needle. This is from Beadle, and these are the 2 ones that I'm gonna use. It's long, I know, but that's what I have, so I'm using this. You don't have to use this. So for the cord, I'm gonna take about, say, I don't want to add cord then and there. So I'm using 8 feet of cord, and if you want to add a cord in between, we can do so too. So but I have 8 feet of Eslon cord. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna come at one end, and first I'm gonna put my cord inside the big eye needle, one end of the cord, just like so, and take the other end and thread your thread to the needle. It's easy, it's big eye, that's what it's named that. So we have our cords ready, and then we need somewhere to suspend our leather so that we can start wrapping the beads in between these 2 leather. So you can use anything you want, like a box would be good, like some big box like this. You can clip this at one end and start with the other end. I'm just showing you a small box because I want it to fit inside the screen, but you can pretty much get away with a box that you can do the wrapping with. I'm going to use my Naughty to It All. You can also use a tying station for this project. That will work perfectly as well. I decided to use the tying station, and so what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna secure this. You can also take a small thread or cord, like a scrap one that you have available. I always save the scrap cord of my Chinese knotting cord, etc., and you can hold it on top. Like, actually what you can do is, you can make a knot, you can fold it and make a knot at the end. Just like so. Now put this loop inside this button, and you can actually attach this cord to this plate right here, in between these plates. That's how it goes. Okay, and then just tighten the swing nut. Bring this down, and okay, it's ulta. So I'm just going to do this. See this? Now you have the space to work with your leather from the start. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take this end of this leather cord, straighten it out a bit, bring it down all the way, and we have our wing nut right here. So I'm going to put it under the plate, the acrylic plate right here, just like so, leaving a little bit of gap because we are going to put this bigger bead in between, so that much gap is good enough. And then tighten this a bit. So now you have this to work with. Okay, so now that we have secured this, it's time to pick up the beads and start our knotting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these cords, okay, and then come back from underneath. My left needle is coming underneath, and my right needle is coming underneath as well. You can also tie it and do this. That would be a better option, I think. So it's a long cord to actually work with, but it's okay. Actually, I made a knot somewhere without realizing it. So my needle is coming that way. So what I'm going to do is I have the cord underneath both the leather cords. I have the seal on underneath. Now I'll go ahead and take these right over left and do an overhand knot, just like so. And when you're doing it, hold these two needles together and bring the knot towards the leather cord so that it's in the center, and tighten it just like so. Okay, you can also put one more knot if you want, but it's not necessary. But if you want, you can put one more knot to secure that. Now what I do is I bring my needle from underneath the right needle, from underneath the right leather cord, and my left needle underneath my left leather cord, just like so, and then pull the thread. It's a long piece of thread, so there is a lot of opportunities for you to get tangled on different objects in and around your workspace, but that's normal. Then try to move this towards the, now both my cords are coming from the middle up, and move towards the knot. I'll zoom in so you can see. This is how it is coming. Now take one cord, doesn't matter which needle it is. I'm taking my right, so cross over with my left needle. So I have uploaded a video doing this leather wrap bracelet with the tile beads. I use the same 2 needle technique in that. We can also use 1 needle, but 2 needles is a little bit easier and straightforward than the 1 needle one. So here we go. I didn't add seed beads in the start, so what it's gonna be is it's gonna sit beneath this bead to sit right here. Just like so. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go underneath. The right cord goes underneath and come back, just like so, and then go one time through that, just to secure. Do the same with the next cord. So I removed the bead. I thought we will just secure this a little bit more. So what I did was my thread is coming out from inside. As we did that, I just removed the bead, and I'm doing that one more time. So I'm going underneath my left cord with my left needle and coming out just like so. Okay, and then I'm gonna do it the same with the right cord. With the right needle, I'm coming under the right leather cord and then coming like that. So we have some kind of security over there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie one more knot, right over left. Just an overhand knot. Make sure everything is nice and secure, and push all of this down, and there we go. Now again I'm going to do the same thing. I'm coming underneath the leather cord into the middle of my two leather cords, and do the same with my left needle. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use some 11 seed beads because I don't want to directly bump up the you can do that. Actually, you can bump up it to the bead and keep it their center, so it's better to use some seed beads. That's what I figured. So I just take 11 seed beads. Hopefully it does go through. No, it doesn't. Okay, change of plans. So I want to use this demi rounds matte opaque iris purple demi. I have 8 beads. So you can also use 6 seed beads or 8 seed beads, but this hole is nice and big enough, so I don't want to take a chance. So I'm doing this demi rounds. I just take one demi round, put my big eye needle through it. See how it easily it goes. So that's what I want. And then take my left needle and go through from the left to the right. So basically I'm crisscrossing the cords in between these two in the bead. So it's a long cord to work with, I know, so we need to be patient and make sure there is no knots. Take your time, and if you pull it tight, that will sit right in between these two cords, as you can see. Right, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is do the same thing. Take my right needle, go under into in between the right cord and pull your cord through. So here is what you have, and then do the same with the left needle. Go under and in between these two cords, and you have this. You are ready to pick up beads. So now I'm gonna pick up 3 beads, 3 of the demi rounds, and just pop this with my right needle and crisscross with my left needle, and then pull my cord gently. Take your time, don't rush, and there is a lot of opportunities for the cord to get knotted, so be patient. As you work on, as the cord gets thinner and shorter and shorter, it will be much easier. Again, now we have a couple of beads. So now I'm going to put this and see if still it goes through. Still it doesn't. We can add 5 beads in the next round. So I'm going to add 5 demi rounds. So for that I need to get into position. How do you get into position? The right needle goes underneath the right leather cord and comes up, and I'm in position now. And then take the left needle, go underneath the left leather cord and come up. Now you are in position. Go and pull it right there. Take some beads. I'm gonna take 5 beads. 3, 4 and 5. Okay, and then right cord goes through from the right to the left, left cord goes from the left to the right, just like so. And then pull the cords tighter. And now you have widened this gap between the leather, right? Now I'm ready to add my beads. I get into position by putting my right needle, right seal on cord underneath the right leather cord right here, and then do the same with the left. Pick up a blue bead. Doesn't matter right over left or left over right. So I'm doing the left over right now and crisscross the needles in between the beads, and then now you can pull the cords just like so. How the bead sits right in between, that's what we want. So now this is the process I'm going to repeat. The right needle goes underneath the right leather cord and stays in position, and then the left needle goes underneath the left cord and stays in position. Now I pick up a bead, go through and crisscross these 2 needles in the bead, and then pull the cords tight. As you can see how this works. So this is what I'm going to repeat for the entire bracelet. I'm sure I need to add some thread at some point of time, so I'll show you guys when I get to that point. For now I am just going to repeat myself with these crisscrossing patterns. There we go. So I'm going to continue this until I ran out of leather cord. I have finished stringing my 2 wraps, and I have this suspended with this cushion cover because I need to put it on top of the bead that I already weaved in. So here I am ready to add my demi rounds. You can also use seed beads if you want to. So I'm right now getting into position to add the beads to make it shorter. So I'm going to add 5 beads because that's what we added in the first place, like 1, 3 and 5. So in this I'm going to add 5, 3 and 1. So that's 5 beads on my right needle. Take my left needle and crisscross applesauce through all the 5 beads. Okay, and pull through. So we have this now, it's reducing a bit. Then again I get into position by adding cord, adding the right putting the right needle underneath the right cord, left needle underneath the left cord. Then I'm picking up 3 of the demi rounds. You can substitute this blue bead that we added, the 8mm one, with any bead you want. Depending upon the size of the hole of the bead, you might have to change the cord. I'm using Ceylon regular one. There is Ceylon regular, Ceylon micro, Ceylon fine, so many different cords, and the size of the cord differs so with the name. You can use any cord you want as long as it goes through your bead twice. That's what you need to figure that out. So you need to get it little bit tighter over here so that it comes down a bit. And now I'm ready to add just 1 demi round. Okay, 5, 3 and 1. And now, okay, there we go. Now it has come down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my needle. Okay, again, how you will get into position, because we just did this pattern without any beads in the start a couple of times. So we are going to do the same here. So I want you to hold it straight. Okay, and then I did 2 wraps right here and I hold it, and do the same here this side. 1 and then 2. Okay, now take these 2 cords right over left and tie a knot, just a regular overhand knot. See how I am holding it? It's better to hold it okay, and then take this one. It's better to maintain the tension while you're knotting. That way you can actually cinch those 2 together, the leather, right? So now what I'm going to do is I am just going to take my right, I'll just zoom in a bit here, take my right needle, okay, go through, go underneath this cord, leather cord, okay, and go through here one more time through the demi round, okay, and do the same this side as well. Take the left cord, go underneath, and then go through the demi round from here to there. That is if you can. Okay, let's try our little best. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's a little bit tight, and then come back through just this loop. Let me show you guys through just this. Or you can leave it at that point actually. Now I will remove all of these things. from my tying station off. Oops. Okay. So this is normally the case wherein you put all of these and put this wing nut and put the washer and then tie the wing nut, right? So instead of this acrylic plate, I replaced it with this so that it doesn't damage my bead, because I have to go on top of the beads, right? We are done with all our beads. We don't no longer need any more beads, and right now is a good idea to check whether these bracelet fits you. Let's just check one more time. So here we go. So exactly where I need to put the knots, right? So that's good. And now these cords, I can remove these needle from the seal-on. I have a little bit of extra, and I'm fine to have a little bit of extra than less, because it is a big bead and we don't need that many bead to go around twice around your finger, around your wrist. So I still have 2 feet left, so you can take 6 feet of cord with your 2 double wrap. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold all these together and then tie an overhand knot, just like so. All the cords, the 2 leather cords and the 2 seal-on or S-on cord, whichever you are using, everything together. Okay, just like so, and then go ahead and tighten it right next to the single demi round that you did. Before tightening it up, one more time, just check. It comes perfectly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna pull this cord nice and tight over here, and when I'm happy with it, all I would do is trim off this cord. If you want, you can actually put a knot here. If you want, I can do that, right? Overhand knot, right over left, left over right, just like so, and one more, right over left, left over right, and then snip this cord off. You can put a dab of glue. I'm just going to snip it off here. I'm not going to snip it off close, and I still have about, say, 2 feet. Yeah, so I'm going to put a dab of glue right there so that it doesn't come off. You can use GS Hypo Cement E6000. I'm using this bead-along bead stringing glue, which I happen to have for a long time, and also you can put this over here where you started the knot. Then what I'm going to do here is tighten this knot a bit more, the leather cord, and then leave about a space. And you have this button right here. The button needs to go through this 2 leather cords, right? So the button needs to accommodate this leather. So exactly at this point I need another knot. So here we go. Go ahead and do the knot, an overhand knot with both the leather cords. And before you tighten it up, just make sure your button fits through. This is about right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tighten this. This is a little bit big, so you still have an opportunity to fiddle with it a little bit, but don't work your leather more. I feel that the leather might break if you do so. Just tighten the knot and see. I think that's about right. You can also put a dab of glue here if you want, and that should be about right. I would like to leave this, cut this at an angle. And leave it like that. You can also snip off if you don't like it. So here we go. Our double wrap bracelet is said and done. I have put the glue there. I'll snip off the Eslon cord once I'm done with the knot being, with the glue being dried. I will take that off after that, not right now. I will let it dry for at least 24 hours to 48 hours, and our leather necklace is done. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos almost every day, but I'm planning to move it like 3 videos or 4 videos a week and 1 live. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.